start as you mean go on, you said. Lay down ground rules, you said.
Did I?
So I do like saying what happens. Stroppy cow blows me out.
That's not a very nice thing to say about a young lady.
No, but she just gets me so mad done.
Ah, well, I dare say you're right. I dare say I've said worse in my time. Mind you, mine was justified. Find yourself another lass that won't give you so much grief, eh?
I don't want another one. I want Kelly.
It's all that Don Brennan's fault. He's miserable, so he wants everybody else to be. It's pathetic.
Yeah.
I'm sorry Ashley ever moved in there. He never behaved like a flipping caveman when he lived with his mum.
Yeah, well, it's a lover's tiff. You'll get over it.
We won't. He's history. I want a lad that treats me with respect. Not carries on like Fred flipping Flintstone the minute he thinks he's got me.
And you made the right decision then?
No, I haven't. I love him, Mr. Barlow.
Oh, hello. Can I have a Ward F3, please? Morning. I'm inquiring about Mrs. Susan Jeffers, a colleague. Discharged. When? Right. Thank you. Thank you for your help. Bye.
I hope when you grow up you don't go breaking girls' hearts all over the show.
So what's it like then, this flat?
It'll do, but that's not the point.
What is?
Well, I don't know. The shiftiness of the whole thing. I mean, either we're having a relationship or we're not.
We are, but we have to be practical.
Very romantic.
Mum, you're talking like a soppy schoolgirl. It's meant to be me who does that.
What do you think, Bex?
Would I have my own room?
Oh, well, at least we know what our priorities are.
No, she's right. She's entitled to know what's involved. There's not 2 bedrooms as such.
No, one and a cupboard more like.
Well, how much room does she need? She's only a shrimp.
Better than being a tub of lard like some people I know.
I can see why he wants to get rid of it.
I don't want to get rid of you, but I don't want either of you to lose out. This way you won't. Anyway, you'll be spending most of your time here. It's just a technicality.
It's shifty.
I'd call it realistic.
I call it devious.
Look, I know it's not the best solution, but it's all I can come up with. Now I've got to talk to Sean, let him know. What do you say?
Becky?
How about if you go and I stop here with Des?
Oh, so much for daughterly support.
You can't do that, sweetheart. Claire?
All right. We'll give it a try. But only for a month. We'll just see how it goes.
I suppose we should ask them back sometime.
Who?
Gary and Judy.
Oh, I can't say that prospect fills me with unbridled enthusiasm.
They're not really our sort of people, are they?
Oh, I don't know. You were quite pally with her before you went to Maidenhead.
Maidenhead's got nothing to do with it. I once gave her a few of my old clothes. It hardly makes us bosom buddies, does it? And any road, you're the one who said you weren't keen on having them round.
Well, I'm not being snobby.
No, well, neither am I.
It's just all that feeling touchy malarkey. I don't know how to take it.
Is my little girly top embarrassed?
Jealous, if you must know.
Didn't think Judy were your type.
When was the last time we had a cuddle in public?
You know, I've just started a new job. I'm having to put all my efforts into that.
I'd never put my job before my marriage.
Oh, no. Just the square dealers. Sorry.
Look, it's not that I don't want you to get on. I'm very proud of my beautiful, clever wife. It's just that I can't help feeling it'll put a gulf between us.
Well, why should it? Lots of women have career and marriage.
And children.
I'll cope when the time comes.
Whenever that'll be.
Look, just because the mallets behave like a pair of randy rabbits, I don't mean to say we have to.
Nah, you're right. We've got plenty of time. I do love you, you know.
I know.
By the way, Willie, remind me not to take your advice ever again, eh?
What? What are we doing now?
Well, look, I made her an offer, didn't I? Eh? What'd she do? She threw it back in my face. You know, I know hundreds of people would be dead glad of 500 quid, not her. I mean, what the name of God's a man meant to do? More?
No, up the ante.
Oh, up the ante, he says. That's all right for you, Willie. What you're saying is get yourself into more debt to try and get out of a situation I didn't want to be in the first place, eh? Fair play.
Well, if that's what it takes to get the lid on this particular can of worms, well, yes. You can't put a price on peace of mind, Jim, which is something that neither of us had much of lately, innit?
Yeah, you're right. I know you're as fed up with the situation as I am, William, honest to God. I know, understand.
There's only one answer then, isn't there?
Oh, I walked away from a marriage after 20 years with a bucket full of nothing. That's great.
Hey, Jim, hang on. You got an house out of it, which is a damn sight more than I got.
Aye, fair play.
Huh?
I'm sorry, William. Should have thought. So anyway, how's you and Maureen getting on, you know what I mean, eh?
Well, we go pals, yeah.
You good pals. I sincerely hope you are more than good pals after all this time, William.
Well, the truth of it is, her mother's been poorly and she hasn't been able to get out much nights, like.
Oh, bless. You having to go without then, eh?
Jim, there is more to a relationship than just sex. I respect Maureen. I enjoy her company.
Absolutely, absolutely respect, Willie. Aye. There's only one problem, you see, William. If you were cut out to be a monk, brother, then you'd be walking around with one of them long dressing gowns on, you know, a wee bit of rope, eh? And you'd have a bald patch in your head, so you would.
Don't know why you're bothering. It's not like you're going to spend any time here.
Oh, we both know that's not how it'll work out in practice.
Told you, it's an accommodation address.
Look, if me and Becky are meant to be living here, then it has to feel like home. It won't work. Not for any likely snoopers. More importantly, my sanity. The less pretending I have to do, the better.
You're making too much of this.
Well, maybe I am. Now, get off to work before Sean gets the needle and changes his mind. All right, dear.
Oh, what's this one? Look, is it a monster? Is it a monster? Oh, I'm dead scared! Ah! Oh.
All right if I come in a minute, love?
We're just making monsters.
Hello, Mr. Monster. Hello, Mr. Elliot. What do you call him? I hope it's not Fred. Right. What's to do with young Ashley, then?
Nothing.
Nothing? I don't call it nothing when he mucks up 3 orders on a trot, not to mention a load of cheek he gave to Mrs. Fillet's steak.
Mrs. Who?
We call her that, she spends a lot. Butchers have enough to worry about these days without offending customers, let alone good uns. So let's have it. What you been doing to him?
I've done nothing. It's that Don Brennan you want to talk to. Ashley's not been the same lad since he moved in there.
I wish I'd known you had that empty flat going.
I wish I'd known you were interested.
In the flat.
What else?
So who have you got moving in then? One of your harem?
Someone else's, not mine. Not even one nubile young maiden on the scene, sadly, let alone a harem full.
Oh, my heart bleeds.
Pint, please, Betty.
Oh, I'll be with you in a minute, love.
Tarbet.
Tied up.
I wondered how long it'd be before he made a move on the lovely Samantha.
I hope he's doing no such thing.
Why, what have you got against him?
Well, he's a bookie, she's a barmaid. We've had enough bother with bookies and barmaids over the years to last us a lifetime.
Martin, can I have a quick word? Oh. I need some professional advice on behalf of a friend.
Oh, well, go on then.
Well, for personal reasons, won't go into, he's having to reapply for his driving licence, you see, and it seems he's a bit worried about his health. So he's wondering how it might affect him.
Who's worried about his health?
Nobody.
Oh.
Well, it depends what's ailing him, Alf. My advice is for him to go and see his quack. If your GP signs you off as fit, you've no problem. Tell him.
Hey? Oh, yes.
Right.
Thanks very much. Right, what we having then?
Gin and
Gin and
Box
tea.
and threat, please.
Here. What's this malarkey my wife tells me about you entering a marathon?
It's not malarkey, I'm doing a sponsored walk for school.
Oh, more of a sponsored stroll in your case.
Oh, well, I notice you've not got your name down, stroll or not.
I would like a flash, but I'll be at the Hellfire, won't I?
Well, I'll tell you what, put me down for a £5 a circuit or whatever it is you do.
That's very generous of you, sir.
Well, it's against my religion to do a sponsored anything, but if it's for a good cause, I don't mind paying some other mug to do it.
Good lad.
From what I hear, these elf farms are hotbeds of sexual shenanigans.
They are no such thing. I mean, that is just a ridiculous fallacy, sir.
Torrid twosomes in the treatment room. Steaming romps in the sauna.
Oh.
Have they got any vacancies?
No, they're fully booked. It's just pulling your leg, aren't you, Fred?
Absolutely. Take no notice of me, Squire.
Inside this suave exterior, there's a mischievous boy trying to get out.
Oh, yes. Well, he can give me £5 a lap, same as Mike Baldwin, or I'll clip him out Lughall.
Hiya. Can I have a word? In private.
Wow, what's up?
Your dad.
Betty,
What?
can I just take my mum through to the back room then?
Secret. Everybody's got secrets. Well, go on, but don't be too long.
Thanks, Betty.
Betty.
Okay.
Do you know what his latest insult is? 500 lousy quid.
Oh, well, I wish somebody'd insult me like that. Look, Mum, it's probably all he can afford.
It's a try-on. He's haggling with me like he were in some flaming Moroccan bazaar.
Well, that's not my dad's style, is it? If he's got anything to say, he just comes straight out with it. It's too straight sometimes.
I told him, that ain't even going to cover my solicitor's bill. Much he cares.
So what now, eh? Back to the mediator? Fat lot of use that was from what you told me.
He rang me earlier. He wants me to go round there tonight.
Oh, well, at least you're still talking.
I'm sick of talking. And I'm sick of rows. I want this settled, but I want what's fair.
I think that depends on what you think's fair, Mum.
He owes me. I'm the victim here.
Moot point. Look, Mum, it's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. We've been through that. I don't want to do it again. So what do you want from me? Because if it's advice, you don't even listen.
I want you to be there.
Oh, Mum, you've no chance.
I'm not going round to that house on my own. He's boiling up again and I'm not prepared to risk it.
Well, there's a simple answer then, isn't there? Take the money that's on offer and have done with it.
Please, Andy. I know it's a horrible position to put you in, but who else can I ask? At least if you're there, he'll behave himself.
Oh, well, there's no guarantee of that, is there? Look, Mum, I'm sorry. You two are on your own on this one now. If you need a referee, get one. But count me out.
It's my Uncle Fred. Is it all right if he comes in?
It's your home now. You'll not object to your family visiting. I say you'll not object, Tom. I suppose you know he's fell out with that wench of his.
Well, I'd have a job not to, seeing as he never stops moaning about it.
Do you two mind not discussing my business?
It's my business and all. Carry on this road, I'll have no customers left. Lass seems to think it's down to you, Don.
You spoke to Kelly? You've no flipping right.
Have every right, I'm your uncle. Well?
Well, I don't know where she got that idea. All to do with women these days, I stay well clear. Look, buy us some toffees, say you're sorry, and give us all a bit of peace, eh?
You don't know Kelly. It'll take more than a couple of whipped cream walnuts to fetch her round when she's in a mood.
Not if you're firm.
I've tried firm. It don't work.
Then you've gone about it wrong. Tell her you've had enough of this, grab hold and give her a reach smack round lips. She'll melt. I say she'll melt, guaranteed. But all their talk of equality, women still go wobbly kneed for masterful men that take charge. Am I right, Dom?
Well, it's worth a try, lad,
All right. Though your last two should be taking advice from your track records.
eh?
Hello.
Good Lord. I heard you'd been discharged. I didn't expect you to be up and about.
Well, I shouldn't be by all right.
I rang you home earlier to see how you were.
I know, I got the message. My sister picked me up from the hospital and insisted that I stay with her tonight.
Quite right too. Yes, anyway, how are you? No, come in. Can I offer you a cup of tea?
I have been better. No, thanks. I have a taxi waiting outside. I didn't want to risk driving, and, but I had to come. To apologise.
There's no need.
Oh, I think there is. I'm not usually in the habit of drinking so much.
You were under a lot of stress.
But I still had no right to inflict myself on you. And in such compromising circumstances. Has anyone said anything?
At school? No. I think we've escaped the gossip factor this time.
Well, that's a relief. I mean, not that anything occurred, but it certainly could have looked that way.
No. I vote we forget the whole episode. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it never happened.
Oh, I appreciate that. Particularly as I commandeered your room for the night.
Well, that's no problem. I slept in yours.
Yeah, but the difficulty would have been proving it.
Which, fortunately, we don't have to do.
It was unforgivably stupid. But you're quite right. It's best forgotten.
You sure you're all right?
Oh, yes, don't worry.
I shall go home and rest for a couple of days before returning to the fray. And Ken, thanks again for being so understanding.
Bye.
Oh, am I glad to be home? I have had a pig of a day. Oh, you've not invited them already, have you? Not tonight.
Who?
The Mallets.
You're the one with the A-levels. Count. 1, 2.
What, just us?
Not just us, us.
Well, thank God for that. So, what's the occasion?
No occasion. You were complaining I was neglecting you earlier on.
Oh, sweetheart, I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah, well, all the same, with us both working, it's very easy to fall into sloppy ways. No fresh flowers because it's too much bother to change the water, and quick snatch frozen meals.
Hey, what's what you say about frozen meals?
Well, I thought it was time that we brought a little elegance into our lives.
Not to mention a little what. I'm sorry, I was only joking. I know you've decided to wait, and I respect your decision.
Yes, well, just for a while.
Well, I hope so. I mean, Ken Barlow might like pushing a pram round when you're 50-odd, but I don't fancy it.
Well, I've done salmon, if you'd like to open a bottle of wine.
Right. Oh, that reminds me, I better give you the bad news.
What bad news?
The Furmans have invited us for dinner on Wednesday night. Eric asked me personally, and I couldn't say no.
Well, of course you couldn't.
Oh, and you don't mind?
Well, at least they won't have their hands all over each other like the Mallets.
But you hated it last time.
Well, I was rather gauche then.
Gauche?
Yes, it means awkward, gawky, lacking in grace.
I know what it means.
Yes, well, being stylish, that's my goal now, being classy and chic. When I think of them awful shoes I used to wear, well...
Where's your girlfriend?
Still at the flat, installing her bits and bobs.
She's actually going to live there? I thought this was just a front for the powers that be.
Well, don't broadcast it. She's spooked enough as it is.
You do realise you could be opening a right Pandora's box here?
I'm just trying to find an answer to an impossible situation.
Yeah, and drop me in it at the same time.
How? You're in the clear, and you're getting paid rent.
What would you like?
A pint of bitter, please.
She'd have paid rent, and she comes without a time bomb attached.
I didn't know you had something going there.
I haven't, but I'm working on it.
Hello. Hey, has Alf been minding you to sponsor him yet?
What for?
Well, about this charity walk for the children. I think it's madness, you know, at his age.
What, toddle round the park a couple of times, raise money for kids? Won't do him any harm, will it? Yeah, I'll back him.
Yeah, so will I.
Oh, all right. Me and all.
So then, what were you doing in Southport?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Oh, it sounds intriguing.
A conference, information technology and education.
Oh, sorry. Just substitute boring for intriguing, would you?
It was dry as dust.
You know, my first husband took me on our first date to Southport in a rusty old little banger. Oh, I was very impressed. It was the first lad I'd been out with who had his own car.
What was he like?
But Jim? Tall, dark. Well, bit of a dish at the time.
Nothing like your second one, then?
Hey, don't you be nasty. No, but I mean, you go for appearances, don't you, at that age? I thought that he was dead Pat Boonish, you know, Mr. All-American lad. There was no hint that once we got married, he was going to turn into Mr. All-Lancashire slob. Anyway, mustn't speak ill of the dead. And he did remember me in his will, bless him.
Is that why you split up? Because he changed?
No, I'm exaggerating. No, basically what it was, well, I wanted kids and he didn't. It's funny that, isn't it? Because he went on to have two with the second Mrs. Sedgwick and I ended up with a stepson. Unlike you, who've covered the spectrum. Twins, an adopted daughter and a late baby.
Maybe you should have married me.
Maybe I should.
Oh, thank you for looking after my lady wife. You know, you should do what the upper crust do. Become a walker to unescorted ladies when they can't find one of their own.
Thanks for the drink.
Yes, I did buy him a glass of wine with my money from my business.
I have no objections, my love, as long as you buy me one. Paint stripper plonk may be all right for him, but I'll have some of the decent stuff.
For you.
Don't put me eye out with him.
Where's Barlow?
He's gone down the pub for half an hour. Put Daniel to bed early. He was worn out.
So can I come in then?
What for?
To say I'm sorry we fell out and I want us make up.
I'll have to think about it.
How long will you have to think?
Depends how sorry you are.
I can show you better than I can tell you. I'm more of an action man, me. I miss you.
Me too. Promise we won't fall out again.
Cross me out and hope to die.
And that you'll stop gambling with peg leg.
It's not gambling, it's just a bit of fun.
Expensive fun. And that you won't go down the bookies.
Have you been spying on me?
Somebody mentioned they'd seen you.
Someone's putting a bet on for Don.
Don't tell me you didn't have a footy yourself.
A couple of quid, big deal.
I knew he'd be a bad influence.
He's a decent bloke, and he's been good to me. And I'll not have you calling him peg leg. And while I'm at it...
Yes!
Shut up and come here.
Don't you give me orders, Ashley Peacock. If I want to be bossed about, I'll join the flipping army. On your bike, action man.
Una pepperoni, una calzone, una margherita for the bella signorita.
Is it right, William?
Oh, well, there's a well-known fact about Wallies. They never, ever share the double chocolate chip.
Right, no, Wally. Just a plonker.
Give it here. Put it in the fridge.
You'd seriously have the three of us eat here? There's much more room at my place.
This telly's bigger than all.
We're staying put.
What about me?
Oh, well, you're very welcome to stay. But if you want to go home, suit yourself.
Oh, very romantic. You'd seriously have the three of us stay put in this poky little flat when I've got a perfectly good house round the corner?
That's right.
Well, I think it's daft.
Yep, seconded.
Fair enough. I'm in the minority. But I'm still staying put. I've got to feel that I can legitimately claim I live here, should anyone ask.
She's a stubborn woman, your mother.
Who do you think I take after?
Dad, my mum's here.
I'll be with you in a minute.
Thanks for coming, love.
Well, I decided I didn't want to spilt blood on my conscience.
There won't be any of that, will there?
Not as far as I'm concerned, no.
Right, well, that makes me redundant. I shall be off.
No. Wait. Until I've heard what your father's got to say.
Right, well, I'll keep it short. £1,000, Elizabeth, that's it. And that's putting me in debt up to my oxters, honest to God it is. So that's my final offer. You can take it or leave it.
Mum?
Well, there won't be much left when I've paid solicitor's bill, will there?
What did you want, Elizabeth? Did you want to go on holiday out of it as well? Like, you know, the Seychelles or Bahamas or what have you, you know?
Dad, leave it.
Well, ask her, Andrew. She's the one who wants the last pound of flesh off my bones.
I want what's fair. All right.
What, you'll take it?
Oh, I shall take it. It's a fair offer. As a matter of fact, it's... Sorry, I've said my piece.
Well, so that's it then? That gives you £1,000 and that's the end of it?
Yeah, I suppose so. That's the end of it.